he just made me happy. Since from the day he was born, he just made me happy. We miss him.
There's just not any words good enough. He's so kind.
Ethan Hunter's family and friends thought they'd be gathering for his wedding this year. They're instead sharing photos and memories of the 27-year-old after he was killed in a railway crossing crash.
Cheers. Ethan.
Ethan.
This is his thing. Like he just wanted friends and family around him. He got his kicks out of helping people. Like he's just a guy that just wanted to be there.
Ethan and colleague Mark Fenton were delivering farm products when a freight train slammed into their truck at a crossing without lights or boom gates.
The community of Grenfell is tonight in mourning.
For the two men on board, there was no chance of survival.
I went out to the crossing 2 days after Ethan had died, and I was absolutely horrified that these are our level crossings. I don't want anyone to ever feel this again and make something good come out of a terrible situation.
Ethan's fiance, Maddie Bott, is now campaigning to improve level crossing safety.
How many have you got?
11,000.
Maddie's going town to town, door to door, getting signatures for a petition.
To make lights mandatory on all level crossings and trains to be better lit up with reflective materials.
Totally agree.
She needs 20,000 signatures to have the issue debated in state parliament.
This petition's pretty much the only thing that gets me out of the bed of a morning.
Over the past 5 years, the National Rail Safety Regulator has recorded an average of 38 collisions at level crossings annually, resulting on average in 3 deaths each year. There are more than 20,000 rail crossings across the country. Only about 1 in 5 has flashing lights or boom gates.
We just need to have the same safety standards at all level crossings, regardless where we live.
The train was there, I just didn't see it. There was a long coal train, and I almost ran into a moving train on the side of the train.
More than a decade ago, the Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce saw up close the dangers presented by level crossings. As Transport Minister, he's seeing what he can do about it and meeting with Maddie later this month.
We're in the process of trying to see if I can get some further funding. It's an issue we've got to deal with. It's very expensive, but it has a profound outcome for the lives that are saved.
For the families affected, the pace of change has been painfully slow.
Mandy, she was studying nursing and farm girl at heart, really. Loved horses, loved horse riding, loved animals, any animal. Sorry.
For Millie Dempster, 3 decades have not healed the emotional wounds of losing her sister Amanda when a passenger train ploughed into the tractor she was driving.
It does feel like a long time ago, but it's still raw, I guess.
The train line cut the family's farm in half when it was built in the 1960s. Their complaints for years went nowhere.
Dad had concerns from the very beginning about the location and the safety of the crossing. He was well aware of that he wasn't being listened to. So when it did happen, it basically was his worst fears realised.
Rail authorities agreed that flashing lights were needed a year before the crash. They were installed a month after Amanda died, but most other farms don't have them.
It just gets discussed, but no one ever makes any changes.
When there's a collision, usually it's high consequences because trains cannot stop and are very heavy, so it's a higher chance of being fatally injured when there's a collision.
Rail safety researcher Gregor LaRue says there are lower cost warning systems available that could allow more crossings to be upgraded faster. The technologies aren't perfect, but Gregor argues they're better than nothing.
There's no middle ground, so it's either you have a stop sign, and if you can't put something that is as good as an active crossing, then basically you don't have anything else. I think there's a need for some additional in-between solutions.
There's lots of things we can do which are probably cheaper and give a preliminary safety that is that can be used.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of Ethan right now and thinking, how much is someone's life worth? And even if it was $400,000 to do each crossing, it's worth every cent.
Maddie ended up getting more signatures than she needed, forcing a debate in the New South Wales Parliament last week.
Your advocacy on the need for real action in the face of that most intense and personal grief is absolutely inspiring.
We are making a difference, and with hard work we can achieve even greater change.
The New South Wales Government has pledged to cut road speed limits on approach to about 100 crossings, and it will trial lower cost level crossing technologies. Maddie says it's a good start.
We're not going to give up, ever, and I'm prepared to spend the rest of my life fighting for this cause and fighting for Ethan and Mark.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.